We went to the memorial building today.
Yes. Isn't that a beautiful building? They finished that building the week we moved to Ironwood from Bessemer. We had lived in Bessemer for close to 3 years. Both girls were born there. And Priscilla was 6 weeks old when we moved to Ironwood. So I can keep track of the age of the memorial building. And one of our city managers was, I don't say that he was of the right constitution, but he was for having everything like the police station down here. It looks like an old barn. It has no dignity and no beautiful lines like the old one had. And he was all in favor of tearing down the memorial building. And I remember saying publicly, over my dead body, because that was an expensive building to put up, and it was put up with the best of workmanship. No money was spared in the construction of that building. The terrazzo floors were laid and finished off by a crew of Italian specialists in that line who came over here and boarded with Lucy Gustafson's mother. And she said, the money I earned feeding those boys from, that put in the floor in the memorial building gave me enough money to start the tavern that I have today. Today she's dead, of course. This is many years after. But she said that was one of the best benefits of the memorial building. But it has been a great thing. The windows were going to pieces, and our club rooms were on the second story. We didn't have the elevator then. And every time I came out of the club room door and looked at that big window over the wide steps in the entry, I'd see another little tiny piece of glass missing. Not every time, but frequently. And it distressed me, and I finally talked the Women's Club into undertaking the job of having that window repaired. And so Francis Nichol got busy and found a company with a good reputation that would come and do it. And they came with their equipment, and they took those panels of glass out and laid them on a heated metal sheet and ironed them flat, and then put in new braces. They have special names for them that I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, then they replaced them, and they replaced also the wooden braces that had held them in place over the years. And then we had them covered. So we started that, and everybody said, well, how would you get it paid for? And I said to the committee, we'll get some generous donations, but most of it will be dollar bills or 50-cent pieces. And that's the way it went. And I spoke on the radio twice a week begging money. And Francis Nichol, whose husband was a building contractor, took on, she was also the treasurer of the Women's Club, and she took on the job of keeping track of the money. And since I lived close, I could go over a couple of times a day and see what progress was being made, if any. And by the end, I think it was around I'm not sure of the date, but anyway, they said that the next trip that they came up would be the last one, and they would like the rest of the money at that time. And we really had to put on a campaign because it was $2,000 or $3,000. And when you get that in 50-cent pieces or dollar bills, you know, it takes a lot of coaxing. And but we managed to get it an $800 over. So we put that with the city to make sure that it was kept up. But they said that the new braces and things they put on them and the new kind of welding they did where the pieces joined together, that they should last for at least 100 years. And by then I won't